once again, Belle Raisers. The sounds of it, I don't really have to wish that you're having a fantastic time, because I really think you are. It sounds like everybody's having a fantastic evening. So, now's the time of the evening when I just have to offer some of my thoughts and feelings on where we stand and where we're going. Just under 3 weeks ago, I celebrated my 40th birthday. And I'm still here. Amazingly, the FDA delivered one of the best gifts I can imagine one day early. It approved a new drug for CF patients ages 12 and up called Trikafta. The new triple combination therapy that I affectionately call the triple threat, because you need something strong against cystic fibrosis, is the latest development in a growing line of medicines that treat the cause of CF by fixing the tiny defect in every one of the body's cells instead of just fixing the symptoms after they happen. This means fewer lung infections, extended life expectancy, improved quality of life, and the ability of our loved ones to enjoy life's blessings so much more. Studies have shown lung function improved an average of 14% for the test group. And I can remember a time when we were overjoyed when medicines came out that improved lung function in the single digits. It's 14% now. One CF patient shared his experience with Trikafta. He's about my age. It's getting up there. And CF patients typically don't live that long in the past. And he said his lung function is as good now as it was in 2001. As much as I personally don't want to admit it, that's a long time ago. Alex, you and I were at the academy together, man. That's a long time ago. When you're dealing with a disease that progressively destroys the lungs and gets worse over time, simply put, this is a miracle. And thanks to all of you helping fund CF research, Annabelle will have access to this medication no later than May 19th, 2023. As our friends at Wake Forest would know, I have an app counting down to that. It's on this phone. Annabelle's CF care team knows that we'll be ready as a family to bulldoze the path to get us some of that as soon as Annabelle is eligible. Right now, Trikafta is in clinical trials for CF patients ages 6 to 12. It's Annabelle's group. So I did some research. If the approval timeline for Annabelle's age group follows trends set by the previous 2 drugs that the FDA approved for CF that we thought were miracles, she may have this game changer in her hands by Valentine's Day 2021. That is something to love. We are inching closer to a day when CF is a highly treatable chronic illness, not a death sentence. So with all this amazing news, I can understand why some of you out there tonight may ask, why are you still doing this? It doesn't make any sense. Miracles on the horizon. Why keep up the sense of urgency? Well, first and foremost, the goal remains to cure CF, not just treat it. But there's more to it than that. This fact hasn't changed. CF is relentless and will strike you when you least expect it. It's an evil that sits in ambush, ready to bite and hurt. It forces many of us to tread in fear constantly. From the moment when Jessica and I clutched that baby carrier and fell to our knees in that walkway, that cold walkway between the parking deck and the hospital building, Baptist Medical Center, praying that the diagnosis was wrong, all the while knowing it wasn't. to a few times in recent months when a lab test showed an irregularity or some frightening off-the-chart result. Now, these situations ended up okay, but the wait to find out is always agonizing, even if we have a care team that responds with lightning speed. To my birthday itself, day after we got the news of Trikafta, when we were at a clinic appointment, Annabelle's lung function unexpectedly dropped, causing concern and putting her on antibiotics again. We hope those are the answer. We'll have to wait to find out. To a little girl who at the end of a trip to some of the most beautiful places on earth, she didn't want me doing physical therapy on her, literally beating the snot out of her, having to hit her in the chest and the lungs to clear those lungs out. The little girl who looked me dead in the eyes in the middle of this therapy session and said, "You need to cure this disease already." Annabelle still takes handfuls of pills with each meal. She still does 60 to 90 minutes of intense airway clearance daily. This disease will continue to hit us. We have to hit back harder, and we still need you to hit back with us. Of course, I know my limitations. I may not be the most convincing in making this argument, but I do know somebody who is. Annabelle, could you come on up here, please? Jessica, you want to come up and help her? All in all, it's been a great year for us. Annabelle has responded very well to a CF drug called Symdeko that's part of a research study right here in our backyard at Wake Forest. While we just finished that round of antibiotics, the need for them overall has been much less since we started this medication. Annabelle has become a feared defender in soccer. She's a very vocal member of her swim team. Coach is right over here. Probably back me up on that. But as for the defense, that's fitting for a young lady who lives each moment of her life right there, defending. And the Make-A-Wish Foundation granted her wish to visit the Blue Grotto and the Isle of Capri. Is that right?
Yes.
And see the ruins at Pompeii this year. She led her entire family on an adventure where we immersed ourselves in the Italian culture, fell in love with a new country and its people, and left on a poetic note. We even survived me driving on Italian roads in a manual transmission Jeep that I nicknamed Satan's Chariot. Annabelle, I get on your case a lot. Especially when it comes to doing your therapies, staying active, cleaning your room. But I also hope you know how much your courage and tenacity inspires me and how grateful I am that you came into this world to take me out of my comfort zone and teach me to live, to see the world in a new way, and to eat well.
What does tenacity mean?
Go for it. In Italy, we learned about la dolce vita, the sweet life. You helped us live it. So I want to try to recreate some of that feeling right now. Brian and ladies, if you have some stuff over there for us.
Really?
On our first night in Napoli, we attended a pizza making class where Elenia introduced us to pan di stelle. This stuff ruined Nutella for me. It's amazing. Here you go. Let this remind us always that life is indeed sweet. And now, I'd like to offer one final toast for the first time. I have a perfect beverage for you, with gas, as the locals would say. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
Thank you.
Please join us in raising a glass to another successful Brews Barrels for Belle. and hope for an even better future for the entire cystic fibrosis community. Salute! Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. It is clear that for 7 years, I'm going off prompter now. For 7 years, you've provided us with the support we've needed to get to where we are, and we are a success because of all of you. And I sincerely hope that each and every person in this room can join us again as long as we're able to do this and fight for everybody like Annabelle who needs the treatments and needs a cure. Thank you and have a wonderful evening, and the party continues.